I'm Maury Phillips here now with Northeastern State RiverHawks quarterback Ben Ward on the latest edition of the RiverHawks Spotlight. Appreciate the time, Ben. First off, this is something I've asked Trey Curran, Johnny Jean, Tyler Crawford, all the football players that have been on the RiverHawks Spotlight this season. To open it up, what brought you to the game of football?
My dad. I grew up. He was always a coach. He coached me all through high school, and yeah, I had a lot of players that I watched growing up as a little kid that made me fall in love with the game. So
And what brought you to NSU, I guess, to follow up on that?
I'm from around here. I grew up in Pryor, and my mom went here. And coming out of high school during COVID, it was kind of limited on my options, and this was the best one.
Now, the quarterback position, it's one that's very complicated. I know it gets a lot of, the glitz and the glamour because it's definitely, a lot of folks say it's the most important position in all of sports, but a lot of pressure, I'm assuming, as well, falling on your shoulders. What's it like to lead the offense? You've done it here at the collegiate level. What's the experience?
Uh, the game's fast, and you got to be prepared for every situation you can get. I agree with you. It is the hardest position in all sports, and you got to be a leader. You got to be flexible. You got to think fast on your feet, and you got to have dudes believing in you.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing I remember from playing at the high school level is even there, the pressure was on the quarterback to not only know their job, but know the jobs of everybody else and read the defense like nobody else can. What was the difference, I guess, from playing at high school to moving up to Division II? What were some of the differences there that you saw?
The speed and the size of players, the speed of the game is so much faster. The windows you throw to are so much tighter. The time in the pocket's so much faster. You have to be on time with every throw, and you're not the best athlete on the field anymore. You got dudes on defense that are bigger, faster, and stronger than you, and you got to rely on your mind and your arm to make plays.
Yeah, and I do want to ask now, talking about the team this season, we've seen several different guys go out there play at the signal caller spot, you being one of them. I've also seen Grant Elrick a lot, Sawyer Jones too. What's the kind of competition like in that quarterback room? How have you guys kind of worked together through the season, knowing that at any point in time, you could be thrown into action? Because again, I think Coach Ecker's gone with kind of the hot hand approach
Yeah,
this season.
yeah. It's just that we work together. We all pull for each other, whoever's in there, and throughout the week in practice, we all work with each other, making sure we're all on the same page, and we just try to make sure that each other's ready to go when their number's called.
And some big opponents still to come for Northeastern State this season. This week's opponent, Pitt State. First time, I believe, NSU's hosted a top 5 team since 2017. But then later on, you got Central Missouri. Also got a matchup between now and then against Lincoln. President's Cup against Central Oklahoma. The list goes on. A lot of phenomenal teams you guys will do battle against. How are you preparing yourself for those sorts of challenges?
Yeah, every week in the NCAA is a challenge. Every team we play is a good football team, and you can't get caught up in fearing names. You can't get caught up in how good or how mediocre your opponent is. You just got to take it week by week and do your job, and understand that nothing's going to be given to you.
That is very true. I do want to ask on individual level, how are you looking to elevate your game, rise to the occasion for some of these big challenges to come in the year?
Just focus on knowing my job every play, and being prepared for every situation. And when the time comes, just make a play.
And now football is a very matchup-based sport. Looking at the defensive side, this is something I've asked Trey, I've asked Johnny, I even asked Tyler Crawford about this as well. Who's a guy on the other side that you look at and you say, this guy's making our team better? He's elevating everyone else's game. We've heard Blake Corn get mentioned some this season. He's been, I think, the most common answer, but who's somebody you've seen on the defensive side that really tests you every day in practice?
Johnny Jean and LaKendrick Combs are two guys that, you always got to be wary where they are in the back end, defensive backs, and, we're hoping that they can come through and make some big plays for us down the road.
Both phenomenal players, and both had a pick last year on homecoming. We'll see if they can do some stuff like that again, work some more magic. To round it all out, I do want to ask, and this is maybe your chance, you got anybody watching back home, family, friends, say something to them. What's your message to the RiverHawk faithful?
Keep believing. We got a lot of good leadership on our team. We got a lot of guys pulling the rope in the same direction, and we just haven't been able to get it going yet. And we're hoping that's still to come.
Ben Ward, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate the time. Best of luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you.